guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's episode of The Fishing Teacher, and appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to spend some time with me today. Guys, today we're going to be talking about fishing wake baits in the fall time of the year. This is a technique that does not get fished very much in the fall time. In fact, wake baits for the general bass fishing population compared to other topwater lures rarely get fished. And there's a couple ways you can catch bass on these wake baits this time of year, specifically like in mid-September to like towards the end of October, that they'll outproduce about any other topwater out there. So we're going to get into that in today's video. And guys, the wake bait I'm going to be talking about today is the Megabass iJack. I'll put the link to this and some other wake baits in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of the video. If you guys would like to order one through that link, much appreciated there. And also, guys, before we get started, real quick, anybody interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me, just go to my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler, shoot me a private message, and I'll get y'all set up with the details there. Appreciate that. Okay, if you're not familiar with it, a little refresher if you are, a wake bait is just what it says. It's a topwater lure that when you reel it through the water like this on the top, it puts out a wake behind the boat, almost like a boat going through the water. It puts out a little wake. And traditionally, they've got a fairly flat lip on there. You can see the lip is flat. And this is designed specifically so the bait will not run under the water. This bait is designed to stay right on the surface and wobble, just like, it's almost like a topwater crankbait a little bit, a wake bait is. And it's a subtle topwater because unlike a buzzbait or a whopper plopper or a popper or walking topwater, you reel a wake bait very slow. It's just you're barely crawling it. You're reeling it just fast enough to get it to move across the surface like that. So it's a very subtle topwater compared to other ones out there. And the real magic behind a wake bait is, again, the wake that it puts out behind it. And that's why it's very critical on a wake bait to have a calm condition or very, very little wind. Because if you have a calm condition and you've got a clear water situation where this bait works the best in, you can see this bait coming through the water and you can see the wake going out behind it. And this is what attracts the bass to a wake bait from a large distance, is the commotion that it's making going through the water and that wake that it leaves out behind it. So this bait isn't hardly any good at all if you have any type of chop on the water. In addition, before I get into a little bit how to fish it, one of the things that is really critical on a wake bait is you gotta have clear water. It's like, I prefer water visibility of at least 3.5 or 4 feet. I mean, 4 foot or greater is ideal for it. This is not a bait that you're gonna catch many fish on in off-colored water. Now, you might catch a few on it in 3 foot of visibility, but for most part, this is a clear water bait. And in the fall time of the year, it's all about fishing points with it. Because in the fall time of the year, fish start to use points in a lot of different depth zones. You've got fish on points in the fall time of the year, right on the bank at 5 foot, 10 foot, 15 foot, 20 foot, and deeper, on the bottom and suspended both. You have a lot of bass using points in the fall time of the year, both main lake and secondary points. So what I like to do is I like to just run points all day long if I have the right conditions. And the right conditions, again, are little to no wind. And it helps if you have overcast. You don't have to have overcast day, but it helps, especially to cleaner the water. Ideal situation, guys, for wake bait would be this: water temperatures in the 60s, water visibility over 4 feet, and a calm day. If you get those 3 scenarios, and especially if you have a lake that has a mixed species of spotted bass, largemouth, and smallmouth, it even makes it even better. Get out there, guys, get out on those points and put your boat in about 15 to 20 foot of water and just fan cast all over the point. Make one cast out in 30 foot of water, make one cast in 3 foot of water, just fan cast the whole point, throw it out there. And I like to use a long rod, and I'll talk to you a bit why, but throw it out there. Keep your rod tip high, like at the 11 o'clock position, and as the rod tip is high like this, you're just slow cranking it, just like that. Use about 12-pound test monofilament, never use fluorocarbon or braid. 12-pound mono is what I like to use with it. Rod tip high like that when the bait hits the water. And as that bait starts to get closer to you, you'll have to drop the rod tip a little bit so the bait doesn't like come out of the water. But start out with the rod tip really high like that. Now, most of the time on a wake bait, when they bite it, it's not a really massive hard strike for whatever reason. Traditionally on a wake bait, when they hit it, it's almost like they just come up and suck it down like that. So it's a little bit different than any other type of topwater. And it's a topwater bait that you're not going to be able to cover a lot of water with. That's why I like to target areas like points where I'm in a high percentage area, and I can saturate this point with cast in that high percentage area. This is not a good search bait like a walking bait or a buzz bait. It's better if you know some fish are in the area with it. So anyway, guys, really good bait for the fall time of the year. Again, I'll put my Tackle Warehouse link in the description if you want to pick some up. And once you catch a few fish on it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Super fun bait to fish. So hope to help you guys catch some.